beauty, silver for grace and lasting splendor. These two metals have served the handicrafts of the world for centuries. In Mexico, the Indians traditionally excel as metal artisans. Copper pots and pans of many sizes and uses, of a quality to belie their primitive origin, are produced from scrap copper in the village of Santa Clara. Collected by the Indians as junk after the fashion of our American junk dealers, the scrap is melted down over open wood fires with the aid of a hand bellows. The scrap is often formed into flat discs, which are immediately and strenuously pounded into uniformity by an array of heavy hammers. Pot lids and light crucibles develop from this simple process. Which have made thousands of copper articles repeat their task as did their forefathers under the bright Mexican sun day after day. Frequent reheating is necessary to keep the copper soft and workable. The rim of the pot requires a smooth edge. After cutting the rough, warm lip away and hammering it smooth, a wire is inserted so that the edge will be firm and even. Ancient chemistry, rivaling our own modern methods, is a dramatic touch in Mexican copperware manufacture. Untreated copper will oxidize from exposure and lose its appealing sheen. For a sparkling, permanent finish, the Indians bury each piece of copperware in a soft pit. Cover it with the dirt that experience has disclosed gives the chemical effect desired, and in a short while, presto, the copper is thoroughly protected. Short, sharp strokes of a finishing hammer and the last unevenness of surface disappears, along with the overlay of white skin, exposing the burnished copper ready for its going-to-market finish. Handles are then fashioned and attached in the primitive way that the Santa Clarans have been using for 500 years, and in all probability will use for many years to come. To a land of sugar, corn, coffee, tobacco, fruit, of blue skies and vivid music, where people delight in doing things with their hands, we add this utilitarian and glistening parade of brilliant burnished copperware. As treasured a product as any the Aztecs ever designed, we acknowledge the simple workmen of Santa Clara who produce it. Brilliant as the red sun on an autumn eve, copper still pales before the gleaming iridescence of silver, as produced by the Mexican. Both copper and silver are born in flames and grow to mature state, fed by hard muscle and sweat. But silver crowns the arts and crafts of Mexico. Indeed, 1/3 of the world's supply of this precious metal still comes from Mexico, despite primitive tools and old world workmanship. An amazing combination of methods bears the burden of meeting the world's needs for silverware of every type and description. Here, the silver bullion is shown converted to flat plate. Many operations later, it will emerge a hand-decorated platter. The weight of these plates is carefully checked during processing to retain a record of the silver disbursed. Ton after ton of the precious metal is routed through the 100 operations necessary for even the simplest finished product. Massive rollers hungrily accept the silver, exerting thousands of pounds of pressure to press the metal into sheets a fraction of an inch thick. Hundreds of articles are formed from these sheets, and other hundreds are decorated with this malleable substance. The freehand skill of the Mexican craftsman in all of its excellence is used to fashion these one-plane items. Machines are also employed to decorate and model pieces which become fruit bowls, candlesticks, and many other cylindrical objects. From flat plate to magnificently ornamented silverware involves a number of tedious tasks. This rococo example of the silversmith's craft is nearing completion with the use of a steel-pointed stylus, which penetrates the silver and engraves its design under the hand of its journeyman user. After decorating, a small hammer comes into play to remove the threads and the tiny rough surfaces which were exposed during tooling. And here the first element discovered by man, fire, melts the silver, which is poured into an open-work heart-shaped mold. In a short while, this product is ready for decorating and finishing. Hundreds of workmen, each with an historic tradition to uphold, populate Mexico City. The men in the foreground are adding to the stature of their efforts with these monumental pieces. These coffee pots would make any cup of coffee taste better. A myriad of outstandingly beautiful silver pieces fit in workmanship and quality to grace the festive board of the most lavish household is the Mexican Indian's contribution to the treasures of the world. The wealth and beauty of these various useful products, created from the twin furnaces of fire and imagination, are priceless. Each hand piece is a fragmentary record of the life and the history of its maker. The joy which ownership of these magnificent pieces brings to the world is endless.